Winn-Dixie, working in Walmart, 70 plus years old. All of them are not there by choice. Y'all listen to me. Yeah. All of them are not there by choice. A lot of them are there based on some choices that was made when they was in their 20s, in their 30s, or the lack thereof. So, those choices about your future, you're never ever too young to make them now, to make those goals. She's right on the board about home buying, children, and savings. Those are things that you guys have got to discuss and be on the same page. Number 4, that was defining goals amongst yourselves in marriage. Now, okay. As far as those 4, and then I'm going to pick up with about maybe 3 or 4 more right now at this point. But as far as those 4, any questions or comments? Anybody? Hey, it's not a monologue, it's a dialogue. Let's talk. Any comments or questions or anything? Y'all talk to
the main thing, well, what I see here is before you can get to all this, the communication has to be there. And if you don't like when we talk about goals in our future, it should be serious, but it should also be fun. Mm-hmm. And it should also it should be exciting. Mm-hmm. You know, hey, looking forward. Yes, hey teammate, this is what we're striving to do, and this is and as long as you're on the same page and everything, okay, let's do this, and then this is the plan. Like, oh yeah, I think it's the way we can get you this new car in 3 years if we do X, Y, and Z. That should be an exciting conversation.
Absolutely,
an exciting conversation. And it's something I do want to just bring into this. I may do it later, I may do it, but men have a tendency to get very dry in the relationship. Dry. Mm-hmm. Dryness is a lack of moisture, mm-hmm. or a lack of spirit. Mm-hmm. And you can get dry in a relationship when all of a sudden, for some reason, you don't like your teammate. If you don't like your teammate, you ain't interested in being in the huddle.
All right.
You're not interested in sharing your account because you done got dry. You're not interested in even having conversation. You'll be surprised how often that'll happen, even just over time, the breakdown of communication, something internal or external has happened. And I've seen it too much, and where I see a man with an outstanding wife, but he dry. She can't get no intimacy. She can't get no conversation. All she gets are grunts and 2 growls. How you going to talk about your future and get excited when he...
Can't.
What else?
Right.
Dry.
Right. Okay. Right. Absolutely. And when men get that way, dry. Men, we are called to be the priests of our homes. We are called to be the leaders of our homes. Now, sometimes there are a lot of situations where men may not have seen an example growing up of what it looks like.
A healthy relationship looks like.
Absolutely.
They've always had drama.
I'm a product of that. I am. Grow up in a household where you don't see an example of a healthy man and woman, wife, husband relationship. But that's not an excuse, though. But go ahead, Pastor.
No, it's not an excuse. But we're going to reciprocate the problem if we're having sons and daughters and we're carrying on the dryness from our mother and father. It's just we're going to continue the cycle. Absolutely. We're going to repeat what we saw or what we experienced. One thing I do remember about my mom and dad, they weren't perfect. Mm-hmm. I remember early in the mornings, I used to hear my mom and dad talking. Let me get that clear. talking. But they used to be just talking and giggling and laughing. And I would just lay there and listen. And they would just be having conversations. And I think I took a lot from that. I was at a young, impressionable age, and they used to always talk and laugh. That I never saw them argue. I'm quite sure my dad told me we didn't argue around y'all. We took that in the back. But I saw a healthy relationship, and it just absorbed in me that that's how I'm supposed to act with my wife.
Right.
I mean, but I'm quite sure if I absorb that, someone in another, situation was also absorbing what they were seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And hey, men and women as well, I mean, it's not gender specific. If that is the case, we're not going to let that be a crutch, though. Right. That's not going to be a crutch, because your Heavenly Father knows what you are in need of. Okay? There are many people out there that will mentor. Even if you're 30, 40 years old, it's nothing wrong with asking, because you haven't received something that maybe you feel like you should have received earlier on. There is no shame in that.